tagging people on Facebook is kind of a tricky thing. You don't want to take advantage of this and abuse it because it can come across spammy. However, if done right, it can draw a lot of attention to your Facebook page and become very useful. Before showing you exactly how that works, let me show you some examples with my Facebook page for my photography business. So I'm going to go to that page really quick. Now, whenever I shoot events like weddings or engagement sessions or family portraits, there's always people involved, which makes it really easy for me to tag people because there's people and most of them all have Facebook. So tagging them in the photo notifies them. It also allows their friends to see that photo as well. And when they go to view that photo, they view that photo in my Facebook page. And hopefully they click like on that Facebook page. And even more so, hopefully they see my photos and say, you know what, I need to hire a photographer. And then they contact me and hire me as their photographer. So here are some examples of me using tags. When I wrote this post, now this is a post that I posted to my my actual photography blog. So after the wedding, I took a couple of the photos. As you could probably guess, this was a law enforcement wedding. The groom works for the sheriff's department. So I did a photo with the handcuffs and the wedding rings. And then there's a photo of the bouquet. There's a photo of the bride and her bridesmaids and the groom and the groomsmen, and then the bride and the groom together. And I posted this to my website so that people can get kind of a teaser. Their wedding photos in their entirety will be delivered to them later. However, I like to give teasers so that people can kind of get that instant gratification. So after making this post, I shared it to my Facebook page. And when I did that, I tagged the bride in that post. And it was very simple to do that. She had already liked my page, and in order to tag individual people, they have to have liked your page. And from what I understand, a little bit of time has to pass. I've never been able to instantly tag somebody in a post right after they like my page. It's always been a few hours later, sometimes even a few days later, before I've been able to tag them in a post. I think Facebook has some sort of unmentioned buffer in there that keeps you from just automatically inundating somebody with tags, because tags can be annoying. They notify the person. They often show up on their Facebook feed, sometimes even on their Facebook, on their profile wall, their timeline, depending on what their privacy settings are. So you want to be careful how you use that. So in this instance right here, I said I just had to post more, and I tagged her, and then there's a link to the post on my website. Now, if I scroll down a little bit further, before I made that post, I had uploaded this image right here, so that photo of the two of them, and I said, these two sure make it easy, congrats, and then I tagged her in it. And I also tagged the venue, the wedding venue in it as well, the Riata, which I used through tagging their actual page, which was the Riata. And if you mouse over this, you can see the Riata shows up. It shows their page and all that good stuff. So that's another way of tagging. I also, if we click on this photo and we mouse over her, you can see that she was tagged in the photo. So the photo of her, she is tagged in it appropriately. And that's one way of tagging people. Whenever you upload a photo, you simply just click the tag photo button and then click on the person and start typing their name, and you're able to tag them in the photo. So that's one way of doing it. You can also mouse over. Facebook recognizes there's a face there and automatically wants you to start tagging. Alternatively, down at the bottom of the photo, there's a button that says Tag Photo. And if you click on that, it does the same thing as clicking in the other two areas and allows you to start tagging that photo. Now, there are instances when you might want to tag somebody in a photo and they weren't in that photo. For example, the photo of this bouquet right here. This is Rachel's bouquet. Her face is not in this photo, but it is her bouquet. So what I chose to do was just click on the bouquet and tag her in the bouquet. So very simply, click tag, clicked right in this general area, and then added her name to it, and it tagged her in the photo because this is her photo, that is her bouquet, and so I tagged her in it. And by tagging her in these photos, it not only notified her so that she knew that there were photos on my Facebook page that had her in it, but it also displayed these photos in the news feed to her friends so her friends can see the photos. And it resulted in additional likes, people liking my the post itself, and also people liking my page. So those are different ways that you can tag people in photos, of course. You can also tag people in posts, just specifically. Let's go back to our ABC group post here, and I'm going to try and craft a post and see if I could tag somebody in it. So just for an example here, I'll just put, thanks for coming by the offices today at George Delaire. Now, because he recently liked the page, he's not showing up yet. And this can be kind of disheartening, and you're thinking that their name might never show up. And in this instance, it's showing me all the different Georges that I can tag in this post, and the one person that's tagged our page over here is not allowed to be tagged in it. So sometimes you might want to come back later and just tag somebody in the post later. Now, instead, I could tag Jared Hill Photographer in the post simply by doing that. Now, sometimes you have to invoke that feature by hitting Shift-2 for the @ symbol and then starting to type in a name. Other times, you can just start to type in a name and it's going to work. In this case, it's not, but sometimes it will. So, @Jared Hill, and then I can just click on it to complete it, and notice how it made it a link. And when I actually post this to my Facebook page, it's an actual link and it shows my Facebook page. And if somebody was to click on that link, it would take them to my Facebook page. So that's a good way to send traffic to other people. It's also a great way for other people to send traffic to you. If you do business with other people or do business in a way that there's things that can be photographed and shared, or you're inviting people to share their experience online, they can tag you, and alternatively, you can also tag them in various ways. In a later video, I will show you how Small HD is using photos that people have taken of their products being used out in the wild, I guess you could say, and they're tagging people in those images and sharing those images to their Facebook page, essentially kind of bragging about their customers and saying, like, look what people are doing with our products. And that's a neat thing, and I'll show you that in a later video. So tagging people in photos and in posts and in videos is a great way to keep people engaged, to let them see things that you've added to your Facebook page that involve or include them. And in turn, that's also a great way for for their friends to be notified of that, and it draws traffic back to your Facebook page as well. So, but as I stated at the beginning of this video, be careful doing that because you don't want to come across spammy, like you're just marketing. You don't want to tag people in obvious marketing posts where you're trying to get people to buy something. You want to be very careful with when you choose to tag people in posts.